Hey, everybody. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Karina, Romy's sister. At 2:30 this afternoon, she texted and said, "Hey, can you do a sizzle tonight for me?" So, short notice. I hope y'all bear with me. I was trying to figure out something to do it on, and dreams are something that I'm working on with my team and my mentoring. And I think that dreams are really important. And so, Dreaming Through Your Blocks was the title that I came up with. And so, I'm going to ask some interactive questions. So, if you have your cameras on, that would be great. I can see a show of hands and things. So, how many of you have a list of dreams that you've written down? Like the 100 list of dreams. Okay. Is it important to you? Do you think that your dream list is important to you? Does everybody know what a block is? So a definition of a block is something that impedes or stops the flow. So it's something that can impede or stop the flow of your dreams. And so why would you dream? Anybody want to answer me? Why do you think it's important to dream?
I will, Karina. I'm Iris here.
Okay.
And my dreams don't happen very often, but when they do, they were always looking forward. Something is happening in the future. So
Yep.
I love those dreams.
Yep. Awesome. So when we write down our dreams, and like when I made a list of 100 dreams, things that I wanted to do in my lifetime, things that were important to me that I wanted to accomplish or be part of for my life. And it took a little bit for me to actually get brave enough to start writing those down, because at the age of 15, I stopped dreaming. I was 2 weeks before my 16th birthday when I was diagnosed with diabetes, and I had lost my eyesight, and that's how I found out I had it. I stopped dreaming because I didn't know what the day-to-day life would be like for me. And they told me I wouldn't live very long and I wouldn't have any children and I wouldn't be able to do. There were just a list of things that I wouldn't have in this life. So my dreams just kind of stopped. And I started dreaming again actually when I was probably really close to the sickest that I've ever been. And Romy challenged all of us to write a list of 100 dreams, things that we wanted to accomplish in our life. And I was like, what have I got to lose? I'm going to write it down. Why not? If somebody finds the list after I'm dead, that's great. But at least I wrote it down. And the more that I wrote down, the more the possibilities opened up for me. And I still have that list. And I have done a lot of those things, which is incredible. For me, it was a shift. And when I'm having a hard time, it's an opportunity for me to be able to look and say, but look at the things that I've already done. If I didn't dare to dream, I would block myself. So sometimes dreams are interwoven with your why, for what you're doing the business for. Why are you sharing with other people? It's finally interwoven because your dream may be to help somebody else do this. Well, how are you going to do that? Is that why you're doing doTERRA? Is that the reason that you are going forward and being brave? And dreams are also the precursor to setting your goals. So if you have a dream that you really want and you are just passionate about attaining that dream, that one specific dream, then you're going to set some goals to actually be able to get to that dream. So when you actually write your dreams down, it expands it expands your world and your possibilities. So we had to write down at least 100 dreams. Well, you go, okay, well, we can do this and we can do this and we can do this. And it got to the nitty gritty. Okay, I want to go this place and I want to visit this, but it opened up so many different things that I hadn't really thought about in a really long time. And probably we've had about 30 of those dreams already accomplished. Things going to Hawaii. Didn't plan on living in Hawaii, but that was a perk of actually dreaming about going again. So dreaming is the first step to making those dreams a reality. Because if you don't write them down and you don't actually dream about them, you're not ever going to achieve them. It opens your heart and mind to possibilities. There's something tangible to look at and repeat when it feels like keeping going is too hard. So some of you have been in this business for a long time, and LaTaryn can attest to this as far as when it gets really hard and you are like, there's a whole lot of life that is interrupting your dreams, and it's what we call a block. I mean, it impedes or stops the flow of our dreams. It impedes and stops the flow of our goal. So, LaTaryn, do you want to talk a little bit about what happens? I mean, what happens when our dreams get derailed? Does it help to have it written down?
It does. So in the beginning, my mom talked about a vision board, and she preached about a vision board. And I always told her, you're crazy. That is the most craziest thing I have ever heard. Putting pictures on a wall, what is that going to do? What's it going to do? And for me, I have a few health issues that I have struggled with for a while now. And it has worn on me emotionally and physically. And in the process of moving and stuff, my vision board got, I think, thrown away. And it has really derailed me a lot, because mine was just a piece of paper. I had 5 different pictures of it, of different things that I wanted to accomplish and that I wanted in my life. And I had it stuck to my refrigerator. So every time I opened that refrigerator, it was literally staring at me in the face. And for some people, it doesn't matter how small it is or how big it is. If you are dreaming, you are moving forward. If you're not dreaming, you're not moving. And for me, my biggest goal in the beginning was to get my husband home from working. He was a construction project manager, and he worked out of town 90% of the time. So I was basically home alone raising 4 kids by myself. And I had help, but it was still not the same as having my husband home. And when he came home for those 2 days out of 3 weeks, it derailed everything. And the house got flipped upside down. And, you hear moms talk about the weekend dad and the issues and this, that, and another, and how emotionally draining it is to have their spouses come home. And it was emotionally draining on me. It was emotionally draining on my kids and my husband. It was hard on all of us. And I accomplished that. He has been home for, 4 years now? No, 4 years. 4 years, because he was home before Kaylin was born. Oh, that's 5. She's 5 now. Oh my gosh. So he was able to go from full-time to part-time doing that. And that was my dream. And in the beginning, that was my outrageous dream. But I put my mind to it, and I put my heart and my soul into everything that I had. My kids suffered for it for a little while, but he is home. And, there's a lot of moms out there that are like, I don't want to sacrifice my family time to achieve my dreams and my goals. But ultimately, your dreams are your family's dreams also. And if you can do the short-term sacrifice to get those long-term goals, your family will benefit in the long run. And that was something that I had to really wrap my head around. I did Diamond Club, and it was really, really, really hard on me leaving my kids. And I also was missing out on that, my husband too, because he was still working at that point in time, I think. And so when he was home, that's usually the time that I left. And so our relationship, there was a little bit of strain there for a little while, but long-term wise, it paid off. And then, blocks don't have to be physical blocks. They can be emotional, they can be mental, they can be illnesses. Like mine right now, I'm actually getting ready to go in for a surgical consult to have my hip fixed. And that has derailed all of my travel plans that I have for the next 3 months, because I'm going to be preparing for that and recovering from that. But it is a short-term sacrifice for my long-term goal. And once I get everything physically fixed, as far as that goes, then I will be free and clear to go and teach all of the classes and help my team and do what I need to do to achieve my goals. My goal right now is to help my leaders that need help. And my hip stuff has totally derailed that, because I had to cancel all of the classes that I had planned on traveling to. But I will eventually get there, but I can help them still in different ways, through computer, through cheering them on, and just knowing and letting them know that I am here for them whenever they need me, even though I am not able to be there physically in front of them and teaching them. There are other ways. That's the great thing about technology nowadays, is there are other ways to support your team and your leaders than physically being there in front of them.
Absolutely. And and you're still dreaming.
Yes, I am.
You keep dreaming through the block, because you still
Yep.
have it in your heart what your dream is.
Yep. And some people, their dream is just to get to the next rank, or to help, the next 5 people they come into contact with, and keep plugging along at that. I have had my diamond goal set for 3 years now, and 3 years in a row, I have missed my diamond goal. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. And it took me a little while to come to terms with that, because I felt like a failure, because I set a goal and I did not reach it. But there's a reason that I have not hit that yet. And there is a reason I am where I'm at today. And that is just to help people and to share my story. And there have been lots and lots of struggles for me and my family that may help someone along the way get to their dreams and their goals. And so that's why, I'm still where I'm at, and that's okay. The rest of my team is still succeeding and still growing. And that just fills my heart with joy. That is what I want. That is my ultimate goal, is to see everyone on my team that is under me be diamonds and to hit all of their goals. Even if I stay where I'm at, I'm okay with that, because I get to watch everyone grow and everyone succeed. Even though I'm still in one place, I'm still growing and I'm still moving, because I'm still dreaming. And my dreams are still coming true as my team members hit their goals and meet their dreams, and as they succeed.
So when you hit a block, or you get what we call derailed, what are some of the things that help you the most? Is it hanging on to the dream, or is it learning how to adjust the dream for the time frame, and understanding that the dream is getting bigger along the way?
It's learning that because you have not hit the dream doesn't make you a failure. It took a long time for me to have that adjustment and that mind switch. But also making sure that you have someone to talk to. I'm not necessarily a great communicator, but when I need to talk and I want to talk, somebody better be there to listen. Otherwise, I'm going to go out of I'm just going to explode. And it all comes out sideways. And usually about that time, my husband comes along and is like, honey, do we need to talk? Do we need to do this? Do we need to do that? Do I need to run you a bath? What do we need to do? And he always somehow knows when to say the right thing. And there's always that one person in your life that just knows you better than anybody. And lean on that person. When you have those blocks, lean on that person, talk through it. I had Rebecca Hintz, I did an emotion certification course, and she talked a lot about journaling. And frankly, I hate journaling. I hate it. I'm always afraid that someone's going to find my journal and read it, my deep, dark secrets, and I just hate it. And so one thing that she said, instead of writing down your deepest, darkest secrets, she said, get a notepad and just doodle. And as you're doodling, you can write different words of things that you want to work through. So if you're angry about something, she would say, write the opposite emotion of what you're feeling. And you doodle that and you write it over and over and over and over, even if your pencil or your pen go through the paper. She said, just keep writing the opposite emotion of what you're feeling, and then use your oils. And that was one thing that helps me a lot, is that there's a reason that you feel the way that you do. And if you don't clear it, you're not going to get past it. And finding what works for you is only you really know what's going to work for you. For some people, it's a hot bath and a glass of wine and candles. For other people, it's oils and a run. And for some people, it's hiding in a dark closet, and covering their head with a blanket and just curling up in the fetal position. I mean, everybody has their own little thing, and I'm a mix of all of it. So I can, there's little things that I do. And one thing that Rebecca talked about was tapping. And I don't know, it sounded really kooky to me when she was teaching it, but it actually really, really helps because I get really bad anxiety when I'm in lots of pain and stuff, and the tapping. And I don't like doing the tapping noticeably. And so a lot of times I'll just tap like this. And I do in for 10, out for 10. And I do my oils on my wrists. I'll just go to my oil box and grab an oil, and I just tap, whether it's on my fingers or on my leg. Rebecca recommends on the chest and on the forehead to clear out the negative emotions. And while you're tapping, you say the positive emotion to whatever you're feeling, and it helps to clear it faster. Along with, there's different oils that you can use for different emotions too. And you use your oils to go along with the tapping. And then you always want to make sure you protect yourself afterwards. Use your frankincense to protect yourself. Use your copaiba oil to protect yourself. I mean, if you're doing an emotional clearing, always protect yourself.
Absolutely. So emotions seem to be what derail or block a lot of us, a lot. I don't know how many of you listen to Les Brown. He's one of my favorites, and I've listened to him a lot. And he talks about that the brain doesn't know the difference between what is real and reality around you and what isn't. So if you are continuously telling yourself negative things, your brain believes it. Your body starts believing it, and your emotions then go along with it. So be kind. Be kind to yourself. If you need to write down positive things, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Stand before that. If you can't say it out loud yet, at least think it. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I am unique. I have a gift to give. Because think about this. If the person that introduced you to the oils had not been brave enough, where would you be today? Where would you be today? If they didn't overcome the negative self-talk, where would you be? So those are things that have some tools in place for because the blocks come, the negative stuff comes, have some tools in place that will help you work through that so that the flow can start again. Because block is nothing but a temporary stopping or impediment that needs to be cleared out of the way, get the junk out of there, get the hair out of the clog, and work forward. So what are some things that you can write down that will mean something to you in your deepest, darkest time? What is that one thing? What is that major dream that you have? Write it down, have it close, and repeat it to yourself, because you need to keep the positive going and dream through the block, because it's just garbage. It's just the stuff that we're going to flush down the drain afterwards anyway, because that's where it belongs.
One of the things that really struck a chord for me when I did the Rebecca Hintz class is that, and for a lot of women and men too, the worthiness is a problem. Nobody feels they are worth it. And so one thing that she had recommended for everyone to do is to put a sticky note on the mirror, on your fridge, someplace that you go every single day, and it stares at you in the face and it says, I am worth it. And that's all you have to put, I am worth it. And every time you read it, your subconscious gets it. And you will start feeling that you are worth it more and more. The more that you say it, the more that your subconscious believes it. And if you keep repeating it, you will feel it. Even if it is a fake it till you make it. I do it a lot. And it helps because you're pushing through everything, all that grime and all the guck to get through to your happy place. Like, I literally have to fake a happy smile at this point in time, majority of the time, because my pain is so much right now. But I don't want my kids to see that because my kids worry. My son calls me regularly. Mom, are you doing okay? From school. Mason, I'm fine. It's okay. Go back to class. I'm fine. Dad will call you if something is wrong. It's okay. And so I started noticing the more that I didn't fake it till I make it, it was affecting my children. And it was affecting my husband too, because then everything that I typically do or we do together, he was having to do all of it. And it was wearing on him too, emotionally and physically. And so I kind of had to put on that happy smile, fake it till you make it, and push through the guck and the grime, and eventually it will be good. But you literally have to, a lot of times, fake it. There is not much more than you can do. Is you keep saying, I am worth it. I am good. I am a good person. I deserve this.
Yep. Because you making it through something may be the very thing that somebody else needs to see, and the encouragement that somebody else needs to make it through what they're going through. So since this was last minute, I don't have a lot other than that. Kind of short. Do you guys have some major blocks or dreams that you'd like to share out loud and things that helped you get through those? Anybody? What are some of your major dreams? What's a huge dream that is beyond anything that you could ever imagine coming true?
Iris here, and the thing that I started dreaming right off the bat after I decided that I was going to build with doTERRA, and after I had met Romy and Mark online, hadn't met them in person yet, so maybe it was 6 months into my journey. One night I had a dream that they were getting off their bikes in front of my house and coming in. And it was so real. And so that is a major force that keeps me saying to them, come to Madison, Nebraska. Another dream that I have had a couple of different times is that I'm standing on a stage. Actually, I'm sitting on the stage because I'm too tired to stand. I'm sitting on that stage and talking about stroke-related problems. I have this talk that I give a lot to people, and so it's this talk. And I look out, and it's about 30,000 people. So those two dreams come back to me all the time. Yeah, I remember, and that's what I'm going for. And it's just talking about them make me feel good.
Nice. Thank you. Anybody else? Does anybody have any dreams that they want to shout out loud?
I have something, but it's
okay.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
I can.
Good. I haven't gotten to the point, I think, where I dream yet. So I don't really know how to get past that block because everything is more just go, 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 and eventually this may be successful because the one dream that I do have is I just don't want my husband to have to go back to work because I love him to be home. And so more, it's just all consuming right now because I want that to happen. That's all.
That's a dream.
That's
It's
a
Big
dream.
dream. That's a very big dream.
Yep. Have you written it down?
maybe, and I probably lost it already, so I probably need to write it down again.
So if you write it down, what will that change for your family? That he never has to go back to work. What will that do for your family? What are the things that you as a family can do if he always stays home?
I think it's just we love the dynamic of both of us tag teaming the kids and both homeschooling them and being able to do and have the freedom to do whatever we want whenever we want. That's almost like an unreality for most people, but I want that reality.
So those are dreams. Being able to homeschool your kids is a dream. Being able to travel whenever you want is a dream. Those are all little dreams that all work together, and it all is part of your why and why you are working so hard and sharing.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I guess it's more of like that's the purpose right now. That's the why, not the dream, I guess, but it is the dream.
And they can just be little things like a financial goal. I want to make, an extra $100 a month. I want to make an extra $200 a month so I can pay for my oils. That's what mine actually, having my husband home and being able to pay for my oils were my two dreams in the very, very beginning. I just wanted to make enough to pay for my oils, and I wanted my husband home full time. And they don't have to be so extravagant that, like a spouse being home or, traveling all over the world. They can just be little things like, I want to be able to go to the grocery store and buy for my kids whatever they want. Or I want to be able to go out to eat whenever I want. I want to be able to have the money and the freedom to be able to say, hey, let's go out to eat tonight. Let's take the family and go. Or let's get a babysitter and just me and you go. And so it doesn't have to be huge. They can just be little. Or, I know there's some people that their biggest goal is to be able to buy winter clothes for their kids without having to go into debt to do it. And so it's just little things. I mean, I don't know how many stories. I just heard one not too long ago and it broke my heart about a mom not emotionally not being able to take care of her family and physically not being able to take care of her family. And all I wanted to do was go and spend my entire doTERRA paycheck on her and say, here's clothes for your children. Here's a bunch of food for your pantry. And I don't even know this woman. I've never even met her before. But it was just a story that I heard. But now I am able to do that if I run into the right person that needs that. And that is what I thrive on right now, in seeing my team reaching their goals. It's little things. Being able to make bath bombs at home with your spouse. It is literally the little things in life
the
that
time. Yep. Yeah, it's even time is a major thing that we all lose out on with an outside job. Yep. And not that outside jobs are bad, because doctors have a calling, and I'm really glad they have it. We need them to keep doing theirs and not doing doTERRA. I mean, they can do doTERRA as a sideline, but they still need to be doctors because we need them. But it's just time with our families is huge. So dreaming is amazing, and writing it down is hugely important. Write down your dreams. Keep a hold of them.
So there's a book that my mom has talked about forever, and it's called Lioness, The Lioness Arising. It is a phenomenal book. I finally just finished it. And she's been talking about it for years.
I just listened to it again.
Yep, I hate reading, and so I listened to it on Audible. But that book, like within the first chapter of that book, I was just like, oh my gosh, I need to do this, and I need to do that, and I need to do this and this and this. And like, it literally got my blood pumping. There was something about it and the way that she talks in that book that, and I'm not big on like motivational books and inspirational books and stuff like that. I'm not a reader at all. And I just don't like taking the time to do it. And so listening to it in my free time, it put a new perspective on my business and where I sit with everything. And it really started turning my head in a new direction, and it gave me a new empowerment. And I needed it at that point in time. And maybe that's why I never read it, is because God was saying, wait, there's going to be that perfect time. And now is it. And it is. It came at the perfect time, because I was getting really down on myself because I wasn't able to work with my leaders and my team the way that I've been wanting to. And there are some great books out there too. If you have the blocks and you like to read, there are some great motivational books out there. Great books.
There are. Another one is by Dwayne Dyer, The Power of Intention.
Mm-hmm.
No, The Power of Intention. Very, very good book. Puts a lot of things into perspective. Find something that feeds you.
That's the biggest thing.
If you
fed, find something.
Yeah. Feed yourself so that you have the energy to feed others.
Yep.
You just really need to do it.
Make sure you're taking care of yourself too. That is if you're not sleeping, you're not eating, you're not bathing, you're not doing the basic hygienic things that you need to do to get through your day-to-day life, you're not going to be able to take care of yourself, much less someone else or your family. And it shows too.
Yep. Believe that you are worth taking care of.
Yep. Because every single one of you are worth it.
So we are at 20 minutes to the hour. Does anybody have any questions or comments or insight or a share that they would like to speak up?
I have one quick thing. Are you there? Okay, well, Sarah is on here. I don't think her video camera's on, and she might, hopefully she's not embarrassed. I don't know. But I just met her today at a make and take, and I'm so excited that she's on here. I think that's a huge step.
Yay!
She knows a little about the oils already, but she was on fire today, so that's awesome.
Well, that's very cool. Welcome, Sarah.
Welcome. That is way awesome.
So, Kenzie, do you know, do they have it set for you to do a giveaway?
I'm always set to do a giveaway.
You're so awesome.
For Romy's
You
box.
gotta have your video on to do the giveaway.
Hustle. My husband's running to the Romy box to see what he pulls out.
Ah, awesome. Awesome.
Give you guys a chance to get your cameras on.
Yep.
Yep.
Cindy.
Cindy's the only, I think the phone call in can't do a camera, but everybody else can.
What do you got, babe? Cassia's good.
Cassie is always good, especially
Cassia.
at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, Sarah, you are the winner.
Yay! Sarah!
Awesome.
So will you shoot me
So-
your address, please?
If you, what's the best way to do that?
You
Through,
can just do it right in the chat to Romy Clark.
Yeah. you know how to
Awesome.
do the chat? If you don't know how to do the chat, you can send it to Crystal.
Yeah, I'll make sure she gets it.
And she can, and then Crystal can send it to Kenzie, and we'll make sure
Is
you
that,
get the
is that
oil.
who you were just talking about?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, cool. How you just put that together?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks, Kenzie.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. Like you said, it was short notice. I hope somebody got something out of it. And we will talk to everybody next Tuesday. It's Tuesdays, not Wednesdays. Sometimes it's a no. I've done the same thing when I'm setting up stuff, and it's like, oh, and you don't catch it. So Kenzie's a rock star. So anyway, we will see you guys next week.